I'm going to zoom in a little bit tighter here and show you that the problems do exist in D.C. and Baltimore too. Freezing rain and snow mixing for Dulles, and looking at the same problem for you in Baltimore. So travel not recommended. City officials are telling us that if you don't have to be out on the roadways, especially on the LIE, the Merritt Parkway, and I-95, it's probably a good idea not to get out at all, because the snow is really coming down in New York City right now. In Caldwell, New Jersey, reporting heavy snow. Morristown, New Jersey, reporting heavy snow, and a little bit of sleet mixing in with the snow at Islip and JFK. LaGuardia, all snow last hour and last time we checked. Head on back into Kentucky, and the snow is tapering off here. We still have some snow to tell you about, though, in Cleveland and Cincinnati, and even into parts of West Virginia. But in Missouri, all is quiet now. That was not the case last night or even today. Put it into motion, you will see that things are quiet and clear and dry across the west, with the exception of this next storm system moving into the picture. There you can see quite nicely our counterclockwise rotation in association with the low. One low weakening, another one just developing just off of the coast here. That's why we call it a coastal low. Okay, back to the current map, and here is the deal. Low pressure just off of the coast, and low pressure starting to weaken over Virginia. Scattered showers in the southeast, Huntsville, Alabama, Tuscaloosa, and even into parts of Florida, but not as much as what we were seeing last night. Temperatures are in the 40s along the Pacific Northwest coast, with clouds increasing and that possibility of rain moving in. Very mild in California, but cold stuff for you across the Great Lakes and on into the northeastern corridor. Temperatures are in the 20s, but it feels like it's 2 below in New York City. It feels like 5 below in Boston, so a cold, wintry night indeed.
Tuesday in Bosnia, U.S. troops continue to dig in at the really kind of zooming in on the northeastern part of the country. We've already had tremendous amounts of snow, over a foot in some cases, in parts of northwestern Pennsylvania, up around the Kane, Pennsylvania vicinity. About 14 inches worth, and I'm sure some of these totals are going to be getting higher and higher. Just got a new advisory in from let's see, this would be the New York City Emergency Management Office and the State Police out of New York City. They're still recommending that unnecessary travel, of course, is discouraged. They recommend that those traveling outbound from New York City would try to get out ASAP, keep your gas tanks filled, report accidents or disabled vehicles by calling 911 on your cellular phone, and of course try to keep your speed down there somewhat. And with 6 brand new inches of snow on the ground, it's going to be hard to go very fast, but I know some folks will try. Snowing pretty hard now, getting into the Boston area, snow up into southern Vermont and New Hampshire, back to Albany, and then the snow tapers off as you head back here into Ohio at the present time. Heaviest snow has been from about Indianapolis right on up through Cleveland, who's gotten a foot, and Pittsburgh about 3 inches, but as you head farther north up toward Bradford, Pennsylvania and Kane, Pennsylvania, you've gotten about a foot to about 14 inches. There's Kane with their pre-Christmas snow. Indianapolis at 8, New York City, at least at LaGuardia Airport, at 6 down toward JFK and Coney Island. It's mixed in with some sleet and freezing rain there, and that's kept the accumulation down more toward the south coastal areas. Harrisburg, 5, same deal there. A little freezing rain and sleet kept the snow totals down across the southern tier of Pennsylvania. And there was a lot of freezing rain from Philadelphia down to Baltimore. D.C., and we got reports out of Garrett County, Maryland, that there was as much as 1 to 2 inches of ice on some of the trees and power lines. That's a coating about that big around a power line, and that'll bring it down in a big hurry. And there have been a lot of power outages reported in through parts of Pennsylvania as well. Some of the counties here in northern West Virginia hit pretty hard, and we're expecting more heavy snow from northeast PA through about the New York City area up to Kingston and Poughkeepsie, and right on over through much of Connecticut. In fact, we got a report around the Bridgeport area of 5 inches on the ground and almost blizzard conditions there, winds gusting upwards of 25 and 30 miles an hour. So some pretty nasty conditions across southern New England and down toward New York City and into northeast Pennsylvania right now, with the freezing rain a bit farther south. Now, there are gale warnings up along the coast. The winds are only going to get stronger as our new storm kind of spins itself up just off the coast here. And as the winds come out of the east and northeast, particularly at the times of high tide, right on through Wednesday, we're talking about coastal flood warnings in effect anywhere from Sandy Hook, New Jersey, right around Cape Cod up to Merrimack River in Maine. So things looking pretty nasty along the immediate coast. And, of course, inland, it is snowing like crazy. Let's go to a radar. Wanted to show you exactly where the back edge of the snow is. It's about to Cleveland. Cleveland got a foot of snow, primarily due to an enhancement off of Lake Erie itself. The heaviest snow fell from I-70 up to about Cleveland, and then right on, probably just north of Pittsburgh here, right on along Interstate 80 was probably where the heaviest snow was, and then right over into New York and now into southern New England. That is the swath that is getting the heaviest snow at the present time. Now, it looks like some of the heavier precipitation is cut off toward Washington, D.C. and Baltimore, just some freezing drizzle mixed with a little bit of light snow there. Same deal now at Philadelphia, although back toward Reading and up to Allentown, still snowing fairly hard around the New York City area. It's mixing with sleet down toward JFK Airport and down toward Sandy Hook. Out on the island, accumulations there have been kept down by maybe a little bit of sleet and freezing rain too. But it's still a mess no matter where you go. A quick look at our forecast in the Northeast shows still very cold temperatures overnight, so there's not going to be any melting of the snow. Barely up to freezing in New York, 30 in Boston. A lot of wind here, blowing and drifting the snow around. It's still going to be a really nasty commute into Boston, and you might want to check around to see if your school is open for the kids tomorrow morning. If they have to go tomorrow right before Christmas holiday, they may get an early Christmas holiday here, and it looks like this snow is going to hang around right on into Christmas. First Christmas in New York since 1983.
There are many prescription pain medicines.
Blow and drift around right on into Wednesday night, probably still coming down in parts of Maine. The rest of the country, by contrast, is tranquil.